Brilliant. Hello guys, this is the Delinquent Trio, Small Fry here with Joshua Filer, and we're going to be talking today about the first place Swansea LLDS deck that topped, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything you'd like to add to that? Have I missed anything? No? Cool.
Nope.
So this is all of his choices. I actually got to speak with Tom the day after, because he went out for drinks that night, so he was pretty busy on
As
the
you
day.
do.
Yep. His matchups were... hold on. I'll see if I can find them now. His matchups were Blue Eyes first. So yeah, Blue Eyes, that was a 2-0 for both those matchups. There was Burning Abyss, PK Fire, or whatever you want to call it. Both of those games were also a 2-0. A Mermail deck, that was a 2-1. I can talk more about that later, because that was a pretty interesting game. And to the second place, which was a Metal Foe deck, which was a 2-1 also. Tom said that most of these games were in fact trapeze-based OTKs to win each of the games. So his list here is Luster Pendulum, Dragades, more on this later because this was pretty much an MVP. 3 QB, the old yellow fox thing. 3 Toad, 3 Yatta, 3 Bambuku, 3 Nekamaga cat thing, 2 Eccentric, 3 Terratop, Takatomborg, Upstart, Cyclone, Terraforming, 3 Desires, 3 Pegasus, 1 Vanities, 2 Tempest, 3 Tornado, and then a pretty much standard extra deck as I scroll through it here. And the side deck was 3 Sticky String Kaiju, 2 Quarantine, 2 Maximum Cox, 1 Raigeki, 1 Secret Village of the Wankers, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, and 3 Typhoon. Tom said that pretty much every deck he went against was easy. The win condition of the deck was pretty much Majespecter Tornado. He also mentioned that Kirin is shit, which I found quite hilarious. Because non-Majespecter decks that run the Bambuku Kirin engine pretty much rely on Kirin for its win condition. Right. Dragodius was pretty much the MVP of this deck because it has a lot of synergies with the Majespecter deck type. He mentioned that it's a scale 2, which pretty much works with the rest of the Majespecters. As you can see here, the yellow fox, the green cat, they're also scale 2, so it's just an extra scale 2 for the deck. It's also a level 4 for all of these rank 4 plays, and it gives you the battle protection with the pendulum effect, and that's why it's the most relevant, because it doesn't matter whether you're attacking or your opponent is attacking you. You can just discard a card and you can half the battling monster's attack and defense, which basically means that you have really not big monsters, but really irritating monsters. As with the ignorant Majespecter deck type, they're all untargetable and immune to destruction. So no Raigeki, no Dark Hole for your opponent, and good luck with beating over stuff because Dragodies is just gonna ruin your day. He also mentions that this is the easiest way to out things like Spirit Dragon, Azure Eyes thing in the Blue Eyes deck. Again, more easy outs to Vanities and Majesty's Fiend. Yep. Desires as well. He said didn't punish him all day. I think the most he banished was like 4 traps, and he still won that game. With the Majespecter deck type, it's supposed to just sit on traps and then eventually overwhelm your opponent. And even after banishing 4 traps, he still managed to win that specific game. He also mentioned that he expected not to lose to things like anti-spell fragrance, as he run essentially 9 outs to the card. So pretty much everyone saw it against him, and he always had a way to out it. And these outs came in the form of Terratop to make either Break Sword, negate it with Totem Bird, or pop it with Grand Pulse. And then there's also the Cosmic Cyclone and Typhoons as additional outs, which is also another good thing to do. Another reason not to play... The reason he didn't play Anti-Spell Fragrance himself, as with other Pendulum decks, sometimes running it in the side, is to obviously set up yourself, do all your shenanigans as a Pendulum deck, and then flip it on your opponent to make them rage quit. Tornado or Tempest essentially does the same thing. Like, your opponent will not Pendulum summon into this card, because they will, again, automatically lose, just as much as Anti-Spell Fragrance. Going back to the Mermail matchup, not really much to say about it, apart from that the guy played pretty smart. Tom said that the Mermail player made Tom go first in game 2, as Tom was expecting him to side in anti-spells and have Mermail go first to actually set up the anti-spell. Whereas instead of actually doing that, the Mermail player just went second and just outright killed him. Which is a bit of a shame, but again, 2-1, still won the matchup, first place. There was only 5 rounds at this event. I don't know how many players there were. I imagine about 20 to 30, because 32 is the cutoff point for the 6th round. But yeah, overall pretty good. Do you have anything to add to this?
No, I agreed with most of the stuff that you said there, and most of the reasons that you said about certain cards is really good, to be fair.
The only additional thing I wasn't too sure about, I don't think the second Totem Bird is actually necessary, if I'm honest. However, again, I suppose it just...
I like playing the 2 Totem Birds, so...
okay then. Also, the reason he played the String Kaiju, the level 7 Kaiju, over Gamma Seal wasn't for any particular reason. He just didn't have his Gamma Seals on him at the time, and he was like, oh no, I have no Kaijus, and just played whatever he could get his hands on before the event.
Yeah.
Apparently, using the level 7 over the level 8 Gamma Seal is irrelevant versus Blue Eyes. Which is what I've been saying from the start anyway.
Yeah, it's just something you don't really want to drop a level on the board if you...
Well, again, it's not relevant. If you're going to drop a Kaiju on your opponent's board, you're going to remove it regardless.
Yeah.
And again, with the combo with Dragodies, which means you're practically always going to be over it anyway. Yep. So this has been your first place LLDS deck profile from Swansea. Thank you very much. Have a good one.